I have to get so used to looking over here on my phone. I want to look over here for some reason, but anyway, I was coming on to. Can you tell that I like filming on my camera? But anyway, I was coming on because I stay in solitude a lot. Not as much as I used to. I'm coming out of it a little bit, but naturally I kind of stay alone a lot and just like on my own. And so I always think about like how far I've come mentally and with the things I care about and like relationships with everyone in my life and stuff like that. And I was thinking about people who aren't really sure where to start as far as like turning within, going on like a spiritual journey, even though it doesn't necessarily have to be spiritual. It could just be like, discovering yourself or trying to unpack things in your life that you want to take the time finally to sit and feel, and like heal from. So I was thinking about those people and how they're probably wondering, like, I don't know where to start. I don't have time to feel anything, or like I don't have time for these feelings, or in a place where they want to understand themselves and understand why certain things are happening to them. Like, for example, you always hear people make jokes about like dating and stuff, and they want to understand, well, why am I attracting this, or why is this always happening to me? Things like that. I was thinking about those people and thinking like, maybe it would help to know where to start. But first off, there is no specific place to start. I can offer you suggestions, but everyone's journey looks different. Everyone's journey takes a different amount of time. I would start off by putting it in your head that there is no time. This whole process is timeless. It's different daily. It's different for everybody across the board. Like, this has been, I want to say, a solid like 5 years for me, because I want to say it started when I left college, my first college, in 2014. And I was a freshman. I barely completed my freshman year. Actually, you could say that I didn't complete it. So like 2014. So that process started since then, and it's now 2021. Jeez. So it's been way longer than 5 years. It's been like 7. So Jesus Christ. It's been like 7 years of me failing and attempting to like unpack myself, unpack my habits, my feelings, trial and error. It's been relationships, it's been jobs, all sorts of things, right? So for starters, if you want to start on a process like this or start unpacking, I like to call it unpacking, because you've carried all this stuff, whether it's your trauma or your tendencies, your habits, maybe an illness or whatever. You've carried all this stuff, and now learning yourself consists of unpacking, just like you would from a trip. Like, you have to unpack things, put them away, get rid of things. So I like the term unpacking. But to unpack, I think first it would behoove you to isolate and cut off any sort of stimulation that you are used to, whether you take a break from your job, or obviously people have bills to pay and things. So whether you take time out during the week and schedule some time to yourself to sit and just be still. You have to. And I know some people who are busy may say that they don't have time, but you do. You have to choose what you make time for. You have to prioritize what you make time for. And you should be prioritizing time for yourself. So I've learned the most by isolating, because I feel like when I'm by myself, things naturally come up. It's funny. That's how you know that you're alive. You don't necessarily need a bunch of stimulation. It helps, but you'd be surprised what comes up with no stimulation. And I find that being by myself, and acting naturally in my natural way that I do alone helps me to kind of piece together things that happen when I'm not alone. So I would really urge you to be with yourself. And meditation is also really useful. And I think meditation is turning into like a cliche thing. But there are many different types of ways to meditate. So look into meditation. But it's essentially sitting with yourself and like breathing in some instances, focusing on breathing, or just allowing your thoughts to arise naturally as they do and unpacking them and kind of going on a deep dive of what you're thinking. But yeah, be still, be with yourself. Work on your communication, especially with the people that you care about. Work on your communication skills. I always thought that I had pretty decent communication skills, and I like to think that I'm very open and transparent. But I've had to realize later on in my journey, like actually very recently, that I don't have the best communication skills. I still shut down. It's something I've done since I was a child. I still shut down. I still feel very strongly about me being my own protector. And so I can suppress in a lot of ways. I can hold on to information in a lot of ways because I just always feel that need to be safe and feel safe. So I hold a lot, but I've gotten a lot better. I share a lot more. Sometimes I probably overshare just to kind of kick the habit of holding on to information. And so I suggest that you work on your communication skills, whatever your communication style is. I feel like it's important to be able to communicate in various different ways depending on your interactions and what is the most healthy way for yourself and whatever the circumstances are. So being still, working on your communication, and having an outlet, right? So my outlet is usually like art mediums, like any sort of way of expressing myself, whether it's been my hair for most of my life. But some people do, some people are athletic and have like physical releases, like whatever sports, or if you, I don't know, kickbox, or if you draw, anything you can think of that could be a release, a way that you feel like you can relax and let go. Any sort, I don't care what it is. I mean, obviously, as long as you're not harming yourself or harming anyone else, but any sort of release, whether it's like me getting on camera and talking, anything that makes you feel good and feels like you can let go. Drinking a cup of tea, if that's your thing. Plants, I think it's really nice to take care of like my plants, or like cleaning up. Some people clean up and feel like, okay, now I can let go and just zone out and release. Cleaning up. Anything that will allow you to release, I suggest you do so. So yeah, what did I say? Being still, communicating, and having some sort of outlet. Also, obviously, therapy. I so love our generation because therapy, I've never seen therapy talked about as much as it has since our generation. And I guess you can say the Gen Zers or whatever. So also therapy. And I've said it before, I don't know if I've said it on my channel, but I've definitely said it before, that it really helps to have someone help you unpack yourself. And ironically enough, it helps when the person doesn't know you, because then they can give you an unbiased look on who you are. And you should feel safe with a licensed professional to unpack yourself. You do not have to, pick one therapist. You can change therapists if you feel like you don't vibe. It's important for you to feel comfortable. So if you don't vibe with a therapist, you should totally get a different one that you feel like personally, I need a Black female therapist because I'm a Black woman, and that experience is so unique that I need another Black woman to kind of pick up what I'm putting down. But whatever makes you feel comfortable. But definitely therapy is important because sometimes we don't have the language to portray or make sense of the things that have happened or some tendencies that we have. And so a professional can kind of help you comprehend everything that's happened. Like, there's a lot that's happened to me that I'm sure, and I can say a lot, but I'm sure that there are things that I just can't put into words. And there's someone that could help me put things into perspective. And that is so liberating, and it feels so good. As difficult as it is, I imagine it to feel amazing. So I definitely strongly urge therapy if it is in your means and something that you can afford to do. But yeah, I don't want to overwhelm you in one video. If you're watching this and you feel like, you know how people say, like, if you see this video, then this is your cue that it's time. Like, it's kind of like that kind of video. And it's a lot. And I'm already at 11, almost 12 minutes. So I will leave you with that. But it's definitely worthwhile. It's hard. But just don't put a time restraint on yourself. And be easy on yourself. This is life-changing work. But it's a labor of love. So you need to do it. And you will feel better. You'll feel worse before you feel better, but when you come out of it, you're not even gonna. It's priceless. So yeah, I hope that was helpful to someone. It's definitely been helpful to me. I don't have all the answers still, but I'm always willing to learn. I'm always willing to constantly remind myself how important it is to be a pupil, how important it is to be teachable. So, yeah, thanks for those who have rocked with me on this channel. This channel it's so me that there's no like way to describe it in a nutshell, but I really appreciate all of my viewers and the people that take the time to spend with me on YouTube. So yeah, I'll be talking to you guys soon.